Hi everyone, how you going? So tomorrow we're going to jump in the car, head down the road a few hours and try and check out this abandoned resort, a marina, golf course and everything like that. Bit of history on it from what I read is that it cost around 250 million to build this thing with the marina and everything. Then after a few years, 3 or 4 years, it closed down. They still owed 200 million on it when the banks foreclosed on them and they went bankrupt. They then on-sold it to another company, a Hong Kong company, for $30 million a fair few years later after that. At one point they owed the council rates were $2 million on this place, so it's pretty wild. They tried to put in an international airport there, they got the runway in, but no bitumen on it, nothing else, so it'll be pretty cool to see, and I'll take you all along for the ride. Enjoy. Well, here we are, northern Queensland, out here, just recording the abandoned marina, resort. There's a golf course, an airfield, everything from a fair few years ago. This is just on the way in here, it's just cruising through. It's very overgrown. They just still do some ground maintenance here, but it's mainly just not much happens down here. It's been destroyed a bit from the cyclones and vandals and all that sort of thing. You can see all the grass is mowed. It's still got utilities and that on here. They're the old lakes where they used to do the water sports down at the marina for the resort and everything like that. It's pretty cool actually to see everything how it was and all that. All the roads are still there, everything, it's just been left. So, a few people come in here fishing, but that's about it from what I can see. So, you can see there the whole marina. Everything's there and it's ready to go. This is the first thing I've come across, is the giant ship. Very cool. Very, very cool ship. It's just been left there to rot. Looks like it's been slipped. I'm not sure what they were going to do with it, but it's crazy. It's in a bit of disrepair now. It's had a few people stealing bits off it and all that sort of stuff, but it's very cool. Someone's taken the prop off there with the grinder. All the portholes are gone, but it's so cool. Big wooden ship. It's on its big cradle. You can see everything there, the rudder. It's got all the stuff. It's a really, really cool thing. Just decaying a bit now. As you can see, it would have been awesome a few years ago. You just see it's starting to fall apart at the front here a bit. Everything's starting to rot on it. But I'll jump up in a minute and then I can have a look inside, but you'll see did a couple of drone videos on it so you could see what the top deck and that looked like. You can see it's just been pretty hammered up there from the cyclones and that sort of thing. On the top deck, everything's sort of rotting away a bit, but the cradle and everything still seems good. It's like it was just pulled out and then it's just sat there. Not sure whose it was or what it's doing there. If anyone knows, put it down in the comments and have a look. Well, here we are over in the boat yard. We've got some more stuff in this little yard in here. Nice big floating dry dock there. Some big pumps, looks like they would have been pumping out, dredging the marina a bit back in the day. All the tug chains and a heap of different stuff in here. Pretty crazy, it's all just been sat here to rust away. It's really wild. Cool little lake out the back there I'll take a walk down to and have a look. That sort of thing. I've just come through here down towards the lake. We've got what looks like to be the cable barges and everything like that. Just a utility barge maybe. Might have had a dredge on it at one point for dredging the harbour. Run some cables on it. Those are all the docks from in the harbour there. They've all been smashed from the cyclone. It looks like they've just pulled them all out and bulldozed them together. They're actually massive sheets of concrete with foam underneath them, so they all floated. All the piping, it looks like, for the water and utilities and stuff down there, it's all just been pushed in here. There's piles and piles of it. It's crazy. You can see out the concrete there. The lights are still on them. It's crazy. Just big foam blocks covered in barnacles from when they used to be in there. Just following this path down a bit. Still more going. It just keeps going and going. There'll be hundreds of these blocks full of concrete. They've just pulled them all out and put them up here for now. I don't know what they're going to do with them eventually, but this is where they're sitting. And then you just come out and it's a nice little lake out here. No idea if there's any crocs in it. Probably, but I won't go swimming in there, that's for sure. But there's a few birds and it's quite nice down here. But it's just crazy, they've just... Used to be a road down here, maybe they used to put some boats in there or something like that. Just insane how much stuff there is here. You can see here the size of some of the barnacles and oysters. That's just an oyster that's grown on the side. Look at the size of that thing, it's as big as my hand. They're covered in those. There's plenty of oysters in the harbour here, so that's good. That's just come across that. That looks like a pylon drill from when they put the pylons and that in. Just sitting here. Cool piece of equipment, I reckon. From when they're drilling the pylons in the mud over at the marina. Pretty crazy. It's all just here with nothing to do. But that's over there. There's the marina. Some of the rock walls that were built for the marina to stop the wash and the swell and the cyclones and things like that. Big rock walls all the way out. The marina's full of silt now. I don't even think you get a big boat in it. There's some blokes in here fishing at the moment, but in a little boat, that's all. Nice boat ramp. Better than what we have up here, usually. But a real nice boat ramp there. You can see it used to have a bit of a walkway down the side. It's all just been left there to rot. All the walkways and that are still there, but they're all rotten as well. Bit of a underwater glass bottom boat there. You'd used to sit in there. You can see inside. You would sit in there and they'd do tours out near the reefs and that. You'd see all the fish life. And I'm guessing they just run tours from it all the time. You sit under the water and you have a look at all the fish go by. Hope it's not too rough and the water's not coming over the top. You can see someone just stood up there and drove it while all the tourists went and looked at the reefs. Here's a giant tug on the hard stand. It looks like it was probably the last one slipped out of here. It right in front of the slipway. They've just sat it there. It's actually not in that bad a nick for a big old steel boat. It's a bit rusty, but it's just been sitting. It's managed to stay upright through the cyclones and that. So it's looking pretty good. It's the old slipway, what's left of it they used to use. A few containers and that sort of thing around. But it's been pretty pillaged through here. All the old walkways, that's where you can see there the pylons where all those concrete floating blocks would have been out in walkways. This is the old sailing bar by the looks of it, where they'd come in the afternoons and have something to eat and a drink at the marina. It's all, it's just a cookhouse in there, fridges and some cooking appliances and things like that. Nice spot to sit in the afternoons, I reckon. Pretty good just to chill out there. Have a look around it all. See there what's inside, just a few things. Now, very cool little spot, the old little boat club. Yeah, here we are over here. This is a little spillway. It looks like they used to fill this area up with water, and it's I'll go over there later on, and there's an old water sports area. This is where it was here, probably to keep the crocodiles and things like that out and anything like that, so people could swim in there. There's a little spillway there, and that looks like where they used to do all the little water sports with the sailing boats and windsurfers and that. This is the only house there is at the marina. It's amazing, the house. It's unreal. There's a heap of blocks there that were obviously going to be split off, and then they only ever built one there by the looks of it. I'm not sure whose it was or what it was, but it's still got everything in there. You know, there's clothes in there, there's everything still in the house. It's like it's being picked up and left. Everything's in Japanese, all the writing. Even there, like there's noodles and clothing and everything. It's all Japanese. I'm guessing they lived here, and then when the resort closed down, they just left it all. Thought that was it. They're not coming back. You can see it's been smashed to pieces, the whole place. Bit unfortunate because it's a really nice house. The location is amazing, absolutely amazing. But they've been through. You can see the big staircase there, the big open windows. Skylights. That's going up the stairs here. They've smashed through the walls. They must have been looking for something. You can see, super nice house. This is up to the master bedroom. Pretty wild. We'll go down to the pool area and that in a minute, but this is the master bedroom for it. Straight out to the marina on that side. You can see how awesome would it be to sit out there for a coffee. But she's been smashed. Everything's smashed to pieces. Whether it was the cyclones, this is obviously people coming through, but the cyclones would have done a lot of damage here. It's right on the water. All the wardrobes, They got their YSL perfume boxes in there. There's heaps of stuff in there that's just all junk, but boxes and that really high-end stuff. So obviously it was someone, a little bit of coin. Everything's still here, just been smashed. Some of that might have been from the cyclones, but it really looks like people have just been smashing everything through the place. Would have been great to get through here a few years ago. The kitchen, pretty awesome kitchen. Good view out to the marina again. Go through here. It's the outdoor area out there. Swimming pool, everything. Would have been an awesome spot to live. No one down here. You can see there, look at the pool. Nice pool overlooking the water. In the kitchen still, you can see there all the foreign magazines. Everything in there still. It's like they've just actually picked up and left. Or they've been away and then the resort's closed and they've just stayed overseas where they're from and never come back. They've left all their clothes, everything there. Yep, garage still full of stuff. Mattresses, and doesn't look like there's been anyone living in here. No homeless living in here or anything like that. Here, this is the sort of ocean club area, I'd say, where I was just showing you that big lake before. Now we move down to the water sports sort of club area, I suppose you'd call it. Looks like a bit of a, they maybe took the resort guests down here so the kids could go and use the catamarans and the windsurfers and things like that. First room, just a big open sort of, looks like a bit of a meeting room or a sitting room for everyone. Looks like a bit of a bar here coming through. Pretty overgrown, this area here. There hasn't been anyone in here in a long time. I think it was 2002 there was some paperwork from. So maybe a few years after that. But just gets a bit neglected down here. Got the lifeguard sort of tower so they could see everyone doing the water sports and that sort of thing. It is still open to the ocean though, so a bit crazy how it's open to the ocean in this sort of place in North Queensland. It gets a bit, they've got the rock wall I suppose and the spillway, but I don't know whether I'd go swimming in there all year. But this looks like these are the big doors out of the water sports shed. They used to push it down there into the water by the looks of it. The little catamarans, there's a big inside area, we've got all the catamarans and the windsurfers, the trolleys for everything. Everything's just been left. I'm guessing there would have been a lot more, but I don't know what's happened to them. But this is what's been left here. Just decaying like everything else around here. But pretty crazy, they've just left it all sitting. You can see over there in the corner the windsurfer sail, the catamaran hulls in there, the big alloy racks. Everything's just been left on the ground there. little toilet in the corner. Pretty cool little spot. Then same building, they've got, just must have been a kiosk here at some point in time where you could buy all your ice creams and all that other sort of stuff. Would have been a pretty cool little spot, I reckon. But then you, down here, this is the, been a while since I've seen something 4X advertising some first aid stuff. Pretty cool old sign. Then in here, this looks like the children's playroom. By the looks of it, it's just covered in glitter. The whole floor's glitter. Everything's just been left there where the kids used to play and that sort of thing. Maybe the creche or something like that. You got all the outdoor showers out here. Everything like that. Could have gone for a bit of a dip and then come back and had your shower. And cleaned up before I reckon you get back in the shuttle and head back to the resort up there. The amount of infrastructure here is crazy. Crazy, absolutely crazy how much stuff's here. It's all pretty overgrown through here. Then you come into the old, looks like a game sort of room, like there's all the old chess pieces you could see. There's flippers all over the floor, there's bits and pieces in here. Bit of storage shed. You can see over on the left hand side there all the chess pieces from the giant chess. There's a bit of everything in here. Crazy, it's all just been left there. But then, more overgrown stuff. Must have all been part of the resort though.